everyone. How are you all? I hope you all are having a splendid Christmas Eve today, and I hope you all have a really nice Christmas tomorrow. So, I cannot gift all my subscribers and viewers personally anything. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this video as a Christmas gift to all of you. Please treat me as your own Santa Claus. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video specifically for the people who are doubting themselves right now, who are hurting in some or the other way, who are thinking that they are not good enough, who are thinking that the life is cruel and nothing is going their own way. And I think it really encompasses all of us. I'm really sorry if you are hurting. I'm really sorry if you are doubting yourself, and I'm really sorry if you are sad. Nobody should be sad in the festive season. So here I am making a video telling you to believe that you are actually doing better than what you give yourself credit for. You guys, there is a thing called inferiority complex, and I think we all have that in abundance. I'm not trying to speak for yourself. If you are completely confident of yourself, good for you. But I think a lot of us suffer from this, and a lot of us don't give ourselves the due credit, and we are very cynical of our ability. We are always like pinching holes into our own confidence. The entire world is sitting out there to pinch holes in your confidence, but we are like, no, world, I'll do that too for you, for on your behalf. So I want you to stop. I want you to be happy, and I want you to be genuinely contented with what you are doing. I'm sure you're doing the best you can. Okay, so 10 signs. We are going to talk about 10 signs today, which are going to tell you that you are actually doing better than you give yourself credit for. Let's go. Okay, number one, you are focused on your growth. You guys, when we were little, we would not really care about what marks we are getting or anything till we would compare ourselves with our like classmates. That's why I think, when I was in 9th or 10th standard, there was this grade system that was introduced so that, everyone can feel less of that competition and we can just focus on our own grade. And, we would get that kind of, okay, we need to do better, that inspiration, that motivation from competition by comparing ourselves with this kid or that kid, or our parents would compare ourselves with, kids surrounding us. But if you are getting that motivation, not because you're comparing yourself or a competition, but because you're genuinely invested in your growth. You want to be a better version of yourself tomorrow, next week, next month. You want to learn more. You want to make your life better. You want to utilize your resources better. You want to be a better person. You want to have a better career. You want to genuinely be good at your job. Like, for example, I really genuinely want to make like better videos. And that's my motivation. And if you're invested in your own growth like that, I think you are doing a stupendous job, and you should really give yourself credit for that. Number two, you value your mental health. In this beautiful era of technology, everything being available at one click, when we see everyone's really nice, like flashy lives on Instagram, where, competition is so high, everything is so cutthroat, so many sources of tension. I know everyone's mental health is suffering. But if you are acknowledging that your mental health is suffering, if you're possessive of your mental health, if you have realized the fact how important your mental health is, if you're not beating yourself up for every single thing because you think everything that goes wrong in your life is because of you, but you give yourself that room of the fact that maybe you can have anxiety or depression or PTSD, or you're just lonely or anything like that, if you're seeking out options, if you're seeking out alternatives like therapy, like talking to a friend, giving yourself some downtime, taking a break, if you're doing these things for your mental health, I really can assure you, a friend to a friend, that you're doing much better than what you think you are. A lot of people in this world do not acknowledge their own mental health and mental health of the people that surround them, and they still have that illiteracy around them. And if you have that sense of the fact that you need a good mental health and you're possessive of it, and you are not going to do anything that will come in the way of you and your mental health, whether it's taking up more work, whether it's meeting someone who would turn out to be toxic, you are not ashamed and afraid of taking steps in guarding your mental health. I think you're doing a very good job. You are a warrior for your mental health, and I'm extremely proud of you. Number three, You respect other people's spaces. Now, you guys, we all have been there. I have been there. Let's not lie to ourselves. When I was a really, really clingy person, especially in law school, because my family was not around and I was really terribly homesick. I think for the all of my 5 years. So if I would make a friend, I would really cling to them. And there were times when I had not really respected other people's space. But now what I am realizing is that respecting other people's space is very important, and the other person doesn't really have to say that to you. If you have that consciousness that, okay, I would not really like if someone, invaded my boundaries, so I'll also not invade other people's boundaries. If you have that inbuilt sense in yourself, you're a great person, yeah. You're giving that person room to breathe. Your relationships, you are not suffocating your friends, your relatives, your significant other, your parents in that relationship. You're giving them room in a relationship to be themselves. And you're such a nice and generous and thoughtful person for doing that. Number 4, you are hopeful for a brighter future. You guys, a lot of times our mental health suffers because we lack this beautiful element called hope. Sometimes things, really, really bad things happen to us and we forget to be hopeful. We are like, क्या क्या मतलब है काम करने का, क्या मतलब है that I'm giving my 100%, nothing is happening anyways. And I understand that. I was going through a really rough phase when I wasn't getting any job for a year and a half. But every single interview that I would sit for, I would still have hope. That's why I was like, I'm going to be fine. In the back of my mind, I was like, I'm going to be fine because I still have hope alive in me. And that is extremely important. Even if you're going through a hard phase right now, even if you're going through a rough phase right now, whether it's personally or emotionally or financially or career wise, if you have hope that things will get better, your future is brighter than this. You deserve more than what you're getting right now. You can build a future that is completely akin to whatever you deserve, your potential, your hard work. Then you are in a great place. A lot of people around you, trust me, my friend, they lack hope. They lack ambition. They lack that motivation. They don't have hope. That's why they cannot get out of the bed. But you have that hope, and that will motivate you to work hard. That will motivate you to push yourself to do things that will make you a better version of yourself. And if you actually you can sit and envision a better future for yourself, that means you are invested in your future. That means you know that things that are going to come after this are going to be better than what you have right now. And that's a great asset to have. Even if you are in a really dark place right now, even if you think that you have hit the rock bottom, if you have a hope that you're only going to go up, you will go up. And you are in a really great place, and you should be thankful and you should be grateful and happy about it. Number 5, you are motivated to be a good person. Now, I'm not saying that, after listening to this point, you're like, but I don't do charity. I don't do much charity, and I'm not supporting a kid, and I've not given things out, and I don't know, you know, I'm not a good person. Literally, there is a lack of good and decent people in the world. And I'll tell you what I consider a person to be a good person, okay? Hear me out. If while doing anything to other person, you think to yourself, like, what would I feel like if somebody does that to me? You're a good person. If you keep an open mind while talking to people, you're a good person. If you feel that somebody could be hungry or somebody could be sleepy or somebody could be tired, you're a good person. And you have those concerns even about the people you have just met, or the people that you barely know, you're a good person. If you, while like picking up the phone and calling anyone, you feel like, is it an appropriate time to call them or not, you're a good person. If you do not take the entire litter of your house and put it on the road or put it in front of someone's house, and you're considerate like that, you're a good person. Basically, if you genuinely have this motivation in your inside to not be selfish all the time, then you are a good person, or you are on the path to become one. You have that motivation. A lot of people lack that. I think you should be really happy and give yourself credit if you have that kind of motivation. Number 6, you have forgiven yourself, or you are on the path to forgive yourself. None of us are perfect, okay? Look at this. The state of my mic, I'll show you this. It's a huge mic, okay? I have not even untied these knots. That's of a horrible person I am, okay? So I do these things, and I have made some really bad videos in the past, and I have done horrible in some of the tests and exams in my life. I've hurt some people, and I have done things that I'm not really proud of, okay? But I am on the path of recovery and healing and forgiving myself. I have acknowledged the fact that if I can forgive others for the things that they have done to me, where it was not their brightest moments, where I have seen them not having their brightest moment, I can also at least try to forgive myself. I am not proud of the things that I've done. I'm not proud of my mistakes, but I'm trying to forgive myself. And in some cases, I have forgiven myself. If you are doing that to yourself, trust me, guys, you're doing an exceptional job, because it's very hard to do. You guys, as I was saying earlier, we are very unkind and hard to ourselves. हम लोग forgive and forget की बातें करते रहते हैं, हमने अपनी moral science book में पढ़ा है. अगर कोई दूसरा गलती करता है तो हम अपने आप को उसकी पोजीशन में रख के देखते हैं, और हम सोचते हैं कि maybe that guy didn't have resources, maybe that guy, had like maybe a bad day or something like that, and we try to forgive, we try to become their like the devil's advocate, but we don't do that to ourselves, because we have really high standards of how we should behave, how we should have behaved, what we should have done, what we could have done. You are a human being after all, and we all are a path on self development and growth and learning. So if you're trying to forgive yourself for all these things, and if you have actually forgiven yourself for a couple of things that that were not your proud shiny moments in the past, I'm really proud of you, because it's a really hard job to do, and bravo. Number 7, you value your time and money. You guys, we all have limited resources, all right? Our time is limited. We don't know how limited that is, but our time is limited, right? We have limited money, and of course we can keep on earning more, but we all have, we nobody, all of us are not billionaires or anything. If you value your time and if you value your money, I think you are in a great space, because that means you are valuing yourself. Think about it. If you have an hour and you'll just sit and scroll on your phone, and it happens, I also do that. But if after that you feel like, अरे यार मैंने एक घंटा waste कर दिया, if you have that inner voice in you, that's a very good sign, you guys, because what you're doing is that you see your life as worth living. You have goals in life, and you think that okay, मैंने एक घंटा में कुछ और भी कर सकती थी, मैं कुछ मेहनत कर सकती थी, कुछ नहीं तो मैं इतना थकी हुई हूँ, मैं सो सकती थी, मैं अपनी मम्मी से बात कर सकती थी. You are invested in your own life and in your goals. You understand that your time is limited and is precious, and you would want to use it for things that actually bring you joy, or are going to bring you closer to your goals, or bring happiness to yourself or the people that matter to you. So it's a very good sign if you value your own time. Second thing, money. It's very easy to go on Amazon or all these online shopping sites and blow off a lot of money, especially if you are in your 20s, you have just started earning, you don't have mortgage, you don't have responsibilities, bills, EMIs. You would feel like, okay, मेरे पास तो इतना पैसा है, बहुत पैसा है, मैं उसको उड़ा देती हूँ. But if before making a purchase you're thinking twice, you're like, do I actually want this, or do I need this? What do I do? Should I invest in this? Is this worth my money? Is this worth my resources? If you're having that conversation, it's a very good sign, because you're not taking your hard earned money lightly, and in a very casual way. You're giving it due importance. And what's happening is, you're not only valuing your money, you're valuing your hard work that you have put behind earning that money, and that's an extremely good sign. That means you value your work, that means you value your time, that means you have a great work ethic, and that means you are not a person who's just going to carelessly spend money. Now, if you shop, if you like buying clothes, and like me, if you like buying bags and books and lipsticks and stuff like that, don't think that you don't value your money. Of course, पैसे को ऐसे कलेजे के पास पकड़ के नहीं रखना है, थोड़ा उसको खर्च भी करना है. बट अगर you have that consciousness in your mind कि ये महंगा है, ये सस्ता है, ये तो अरे मैंने ये खराब चीज खरीद ली, अब इसको मैं रिटर्न नहीं कर सकती, मेरा पैसा बर्बाद हो गया, ये ही अगर ये कॉन्शियसनेस है आपके दिमाग में, विच इज अ वेरी गुड थिंग, बिकॉज you know what it is to have to get a worth out of your money and what it is to waste your money. That consciousness is very important. And if you have that, congratulations. I think you're doing a great job. Number 8, you're not too hard on yourself. अभी इसको बहुत ज्यादा समझाने की जरूरत नहीं है। हम लोग छोटी सी मिस्टेक कर देते हैं ना, तो हम ये सोचते हैं कि हमसे बुरा इंसान कोई है ही नहीं इस दुनिया में, और हम ऐसे बहुत ही ज्यादा सेल्फ लोडिंग में चले जाते हैं। But if you're giving yourself time to heal, if you're giving yourself to just sit down and think about your mistakes, if you're giving yourself time to be like, okay, I'm a human, I can make mistakes and move on, that's a great sign. Because you have accepted the fact that you're going to make mistakes, but it does not really have to reflect on your entire personality. You're not negatively labeling yourself, and it's an extremely good sign. एक बार फुटबॉल किक नहीं कर पाए तो आप अपने आप को ये कह दें कि मैं कभी फुटबॉलर नहीं बन सकता। एक दो बार गलत गंदी पेंटिंग बना ली, मैं कभी पेंटर नहीं बन सकता। ऐसे हार मानने लगेंगे तो कैसे चलेगा? एक चीज, एक गलती, एक बुरी चीज आपको डिफाइन नहीं करती है। अगर आप अपने आप को दूसरी चांसेस दे रहे हैं, अपने आप को नेगेटिवली लेबल नहीं कर रहे हैं, ट्रस्ट मी यू गाइस, यू हैव developed a mechanism in which you're going to be fine if you make mistakes. You're going to be fine with your failures. And news flash again, all of us are going to face failures. I'm not going to like, मैं फेस्टिव सीजन में मैं आप लोगों को परेशान नहीं करना चाहती हूँ, दुख नहीं पहुंचाना चाहती मैं। दिस इज द फैक्ट ऑफ द लाइफ, यू आर गोइंग टू फेल, दैट्स फाइन। अगर आप, इफ यू आर नॉट नेगेटिवली लेबलिंग योर सेल्फ एंड इफ यू आर ऑलरेडी नॉट बीइंग टू हार्ड ऑन योर सेल्फ, कंग्रेचुलेशंस। फेलियर्स आएंगे, अप्स एंड डाउन्स आएंगे, पर आप उसके लिए तैयार हैं। नंबर 9, you can be, or you at least try to be genuinely happy for other people. जैसे मैं पहले भी कह रही थी कि हमारा मोटिवेशन जो होता है ना, वो बहुत कंपटीशन ड्रिवन है, इसलिए हम दूसरों की खुशी में खुश नहीं हो पाते। बट I think if you are at least trying to do that, and if you actually feel like, okay, this person has gotten something that I was striving for or I don't have, but I'm genuinely happy for them, that's a really good sign, you guys. I have two friends. One of them is trying to get pregnant, and the other one is pregnant now. And that friend did not want babies ever, but now she's pregnant. And the other friend who is trying to get pregnant, I have seen her being genuinely happy for the other one. I cannot tell you, and I cannot put into words how much respect, genuine respect, I have that for one person. A baby is all she wants in her life at this moment, but she's genuinely happy for her friend. And अगर आप ये कर सकते हैं ना, मैं बता रही हूँ, आप इतने अच्छे इंसान हैं और आपका दिल इतना साफ है और आपने इतनी सेल्फ ग्रोथ कर ली है जिसका आपको अंदाजा भी नहीं है. So please give yourself due credit because you goddamn deserve it. Number 10, you understand what your responsibilities are, and either you have developed or you're trying to develop a sense of responsibility. Now, अगर आप अपनी हर चीज परफेक्टली नहीं करते हैं, चलेगा, बट मैं ये कह रही हूँ कि अगर आपको लगता है कि ओके, बिजली का बिल भरना है, मेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, मैं टाइम से भरूंगा, मुझे यहाँ जाना है तो आई हैव टू फिगर आउट माई फ्लाइट्स, माई होटल्स, माई एवरीथिंग, दैट्स माई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, लेट्स डू इट. टैक्स फाइल करने की डेट आ रही है, फाइल करना है टैक्स, इवन इफ on some fronts you're still lacking, but if you have that thing in your mind, okay, this is my job, I need to do this, let's do this, these are the steps. If you have that, cultivated that sense of responsibility, welcome to adulting. And this responsibility can be anything really, but if you are able to do that, if you have that kind of ingrained sense of responsibility in yourself, let me assure you, my friend, you're doing a stupendous job, and not a lot of people have that. People are careless. It's very easy to be careless and reckless and forget about things that you're supposed to do. But if you have a to-do list in your mind, and if you are serious about it, you're amazing. Okay, so these were the 10 things that I feel like if you're doing, then you're doing much better than you think you are, and you're giving yourself far less credit if you're not crediting yourself for doing any of these 10 things. Now, अगर इनमें से एक दो चीजें आप नहीं भी कर रहे हैं तो क्या हो गया, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप बहुत ही बुरे हैं और अपने आप को क्रेडिट बिल्कुल ही मत दीजिए. अगर इनमें से आप कुछ भी कर रहे हैं ना और अभी आप अपने आप से खुश नहीं है, तो सोचिए कि ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हैं. आप कितने अमेजिंग हैं अगर इनमें से आपने कोई भी पॉइंट अचीव किया है तो. आई होप यू गाइज आर हैविंग अ रियली नाइस, पीसफुल, हैप्पी, चीयरफुल फेस्टिव सीजन. अपने आप से खुश रहिए और अपने साथ खुश रहिए. मैं आपको मिलूंगी अपने नेक्स्ट एपिसोड में. टिल देन, मेरी क्रिसमस.